Here we are at Michigan State campus asking people about Cinco de Mayo. What do you think? What does Cinco de Mayo celebrate? Mexican Independence Day, National Taco Day, anniversary of the Battle of Puebla, or the 5th of May?
I'd guess the Mexican Independence Day or the 5th of May.
It's the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla, which is
Mexicans Independence Day.
I believe that'd be the Battle of Puebla.
Is it C? I think I picked the first one.
Well, it is the 5th of May, but I think it's Independence Day of Mexico.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Independence Day too.
I agree, Independence Day.
What do you think? What does Cinco de Mayo celebrate? Mexican Independence Day, National Taco Day, anniversary of the Battle of Puebla, or the 5th of May? The answer is the Battle of Puebla.
Really? Wow. Did you get it right? If not, you're just like 72% of the people we asked.
Cinco de Mayo commemorates the anniversary of the Mexican army defeating the French at the Battle of Puebla in 1862 during the Franco-Mexican War.
Mexico became independent in 1821.
I remember it like just 1808.
That's when Napoleon Bonaparte
Okay, he's creepy.
was Emperor of France and invaded Spain.
This left New Spain in a predicament.
The Criollos, people who are of Spanish descent but grew up in New Spain territory, were tired of not having a voice or influence in the government. The Spanish king decided laws, policies, taxes, and didn't care if they were fair.
Wait, time out. Don't you mean the 13 colonies and the King of England?
Nope, different empire and countries to the north. And about 30 years earlier. Empire and colony stories have many things in common, so it's not surprising that the U.S. and Mexican origin stories are similar.
But back in New Spain and growing resentment.
A small group of Criollos, including a priest named Miguel Hidalgo, started meeting in secret to plan a way to declare independence from Spain. They thought, hey, Napoleon took over Spain from King Carlos IV. We don't want to be ruled by the French, so we should declare independence to show how we are to the Spanish.
The Criollos thought Spain would see their declaration as an action for the Spanish and against the French. Now they have a problem with it?
I know, right?
And the French would say, oh, okay, pardon moi, our bad and accept a new country? Really?
Not 100% sure what they were thinking, but the Peninsulares, Europeans in Mexico representing the king, either king, did not climb on board with the plan when they discovered it.
Shocking.
Right? Instead, the Peninsulares ordered the group of men arrested and executed before they could carry out their plan.
Learning of his arrest warrant, Miguel Hidalgo, a priest, decided to accelerate the plan for independence. He recruited a group of indigenous and mestizo volunteers. In the early morning of September 16, 1810, he rang the church bells in the town of Dolores, shouting,
Will you free yourselves? Will you recover the land stolen 300 years ago from your forefathers by the hated Spaniards? You must act at once.
Woo! Yeah!
This became known as the Grito de Dolores, or Shout from Dolores.
Hidalgo teamed up with another conspirator, Ignacio Allende, a Spanish captain who joined the independence movement. They led the militia to victory many times.
Unfortunately, when they got to the gates in Mexico City, Hidalgo had second thoughts and delayed their attack. Members of the militia began to desert. Hidalgo had to retreat.
He tried to flee to the United States, but was captured and executed.
Ouch. Despite the setback, the quest for independence continued.
10 years later, Spain finally agreed to independence, and in 1821, Mexico became a sovereign country.
So what is the deal with Cinco de Mayo?
Similar to the U.S. after independence, the new Mexican nation had to prove itself in the world. It had to prove that it could take care of itself, up for itself against others.
That was not easy. First, in the Mexican-American War against the U.S., Mexico had to defend itself.
Next was the Mexican Civil War in 1858. When Mexico emerged as a single country, there were still many political divisions and the economy was
ruined.
Yes, Mexico had a lot of debt that it owed to Spain, England, and France.
When Benito Juarez became president in 1861, he stopped repayment or defaulted on its debts.
Ooh, I bet the other country did not like that.
No, France, Spain, and Britain sailed to Veracruz off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico to demand payment. Britain and Spain negotiated a settlement and withdrew.
Whew,
France, under Napoleon III, however, had slightly different plans.
What's the deal with Mexico and Napoleon's? Napoleon III wanted to reclaim the greatness of the French Empire under Napoleon Bonaparte.
So he thought Mexico would be a nice territory to take over?
Look, it is. Mexico's lovely. It's got, beaches, ancient ruins, mountains, great food.
Indeed, in late 1861, a large French fleet stormed Veracruz. President Juarez and his government retreated north.
The French decided to attack Puebla, a town south of Mexico City in the eastern central part of the country.
President Juarez managed to recruit 2,000 loyal men, many of whom were indigenous or mestizo, a mix of European and indigenous ancestry.
Under General Ignacio Zaragoza Seguin, they fortified the town and got ready.
On May 5, 1862, the French attacked at dawn.
All day, the battle raged.
Finally, the French retreated.
Wait, the French?
Yeah, the French. The better equipped, better trained French army lost 5 times more men than the Mexican resistance.
Woohoo! Kind of. Napoleon III used this as an excuse to send more troops, eventually overthrowing the Mexican government.
Wait, hold on. Mexico's not part of France.
No, it's not. The war lasted until 1867 when France finally surrendered.
That's 5 years after the Battle of Puebla. So again, what's all the fuss with Cinco de Mayo?
The Battle of Puebla was significant because it unified the country and strengthened the resistance movement.
Cinco de Mayo honors this unlikely victory and the men's bravery against the better equipped foe.
It's more of a regional holiday with the most enthusiastic celebration in Puebla.
It's a lovely town.
True.
Want to learn more?
Go to history.com or mexonline.com.
Hasta luego.
So, taco time, guys? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, learning makes me hungry.
Yeah, let's go.